backing music was used illegally.
That XP was remarkable, unremarkable. He made the album to lift himself up and pull him out of the quagmire. Ain't we all, man? Ain't we all, brother?
I went on a stag do to London the other year.
Very special guest, XP from Flame Griller, the West Yorkshire rap crew. He's a top bloke. Buy everything he does.
The WYcast is made possible by people going on the XP homepage, www.exp.uk, and buying my albums on vinyl and CD and getting merch as well. So big thanks to everyone who has. And if you enjoy these podcasts, please consider helping out by going and buying some. Welcome to Series 3 of the WYcast. I had to rap one. Don't look at me like that. I'm XP, producer, and I rap. Leads the wires where I hung up my hi-hat. And I did decide that the scene needs a push. There's so many dope artists who don't speak enough. My wife got me a Zoom H2. Cheers, love. So I roam West Yorkshire where the scenery's lush and talk to those involved in the hip-hop scene and what made them turn to rap when they were pissed off teens. Is it just to help them let off steam, or are they trying to live off it, graft endlessly and get some green? Either way, it's sick to be making music in dub-Y and reconnect the community with good vibes. Armed with a Zoom recorder, GoPro plus mics, I set up outside and meet people like Section the 5th, aka Section 5. An amazing rapper who's really doing his thing right now, probably busier than he's ever been. And I used to work with him when he was quite a bit younger, and I was quite a bit younger, in a sort of mentoring thing when he was in his late teens and I was in my early 20s. And he was sort of coming up as a rapper then. And I've sort of seen the progress, and believe me, he's so sick. He's fucking sick now. He's Bound by Blood album that he put out with Hollowboy Drowsy. It's an absolute highlight. It's a dub-Y highlight. Such good bars on that, such good beats as well. Shouts to Hollowboy Drowsy. He's been doing a lot with dub-Y around here. Yeah, we met up at Chellow, close to where he lives. We got interrupted by some lads in balaclavas on a kind of quad thing. Fuck knows what it was, but they were perfectly sound. But yeah, we were going to do it near the reservoir, but I'm glad we didn't now, because friggin' hell, we'd have got bothered a lot more. But yeah, really good chat here, so I hope you enjoy it. Section 5, Section the 5th.
Yeah, what's
Seki,
happening?
how are we doing?
How we doing, mate?
Great to see you, man.
You
Thanks
good,
so much
yeah?
for coming through. You recommended Chellow, where we're not quite in front of the reservoir and that, but it's a nice spot. I thought amongst the tall grass looked kind of samurai, so
yeah,
which fits in with your vibe totally, man. It's an honour to have you on, bro. And like, you're a guy I've known for absolutely years, man. And you kind of started out when not long after I did, and I sort of ended up working with you early doors. Remind me your birth year again, bro? How old are you?
1989.
1989. Oh, yeah. Okay, nice. So you're not too far away. 4 years difference to me or whatever. Yeah. What's the origin story, bro? How did you get into hip-hop? Because I remember I feel like I met you, it must have been 2007-ish.
Jesus.
Which is a long-ass time ago, if you think about it. And you'll have been, 18 then?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did you get to that moment? Where did you grow up? Where are you from originally?
Well, like Bradford.
You Bradford?
Yeah, Bradford.
Whereabouts in Bradford?
I grew up in Great Autumn.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. No,
in Bradford when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And then moved around a bit.
Yep.
Moved to Chellow, near Halifax with my mum and that.
Yeah.
And then got into music through school, really.
Oh yeah, school.
It was like a venting thing.
Sick.
Like I'd bunk school all the time. Like when things got too much at school or shit blagged me or kids were just fucking dickheads or whatever, I was like, fuck this. I'll just bunk and just freestyle on the way home.
Freestyle on the way home?
Freestyle, yeah, straight from the top.
So when was so you were already into hip hop then?
Yeah, I was just like...
who got you into hip hop in the first instance? What's the first like hip hop song you hear or whatever, and then you're like...
You know what?
It's all right to say Vanilla Ice, by the way, because I've had a few that had to say shit.
You know
like
what?
that.
It'd probably be like the UK hip hop when I really love it. Like I was like fucking. You remember Razel?
Yeah, of course. The beatboxer
Razel,
from Roots.
I used to get like stoned with this lad from school, and he would put Razel on, and he would buzzing off that. Then he'd put like this Jest Dr. Syntax mixtape on, and it was fucking dope. Like that's what got me into like the UK hip hop stuff, but. I was also into like the Channel U as well back in the day, and they had this Westwood CD, and I used to bang that. Yeah. And I went into like the grime as well.
Yeah. Because you've always been you've traversed both really. So was it?
Yeah.
What piqued your ear the most at that time? Was it the grime or was it the hip hop?
It was the grime. It was the grime. Because
Nice.
I went to Waxworks studio in Bradford.
Yeah. Well, I did want to get onto that. So you were bunking off school. I guess a bit of a troubled child and that.
Yeah.
no
That's how
doubt.
I started off, with Audacity and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just throwing beats into there and getting a microphone and putting a sock over it for a fucking...
Man, that's advanced shit though. What age is that? That you were doing that with Audacity?
Fucking 17 or something.
Oh,
shit,
okay, a little later
17,
on.
18, around that age.
Yeah.
Just sending for everybody. Like every MC I would just send in for them, and then tunes are going around on Bluetooth and infrared around schools and stuff.
Because you were calling people out.
Yeah, and they were sending back, and then the next day was another one from me, and fucking... It
was that part? Is that a grime culture vibe?
Yeah,
Do you think
yeah,
they're sending
it was
for people?
Totally.
Nice. So when did you? Yeah, because you alluded to the fact you worked with Waxworks, and we had Mr. Ed on the show a bit ago who kind of run that with.
Big up Mr. Ed, man.
Yeah, man, with Nick
Big
Camaro.
up Camaro, big up Kitcher.
How did you hear about those guys? Was it school that kind of pushed you in that direction?
No, it were. I guess through MSN and getting to know people and getting to know people in the scene.
Yeah.
Then meeting up and then seeing where they go to studio and then going with them.
Right.
And then doing tracks and stuff.
Yeah. You said the school when you were bunking off and they were doing freestyle and stuff. You said did your school pay some attention to the fact that you had that musical side to you? And
No.
They just didn't pay any attention?
No, they
like
didn't
that?
know about that. No.
What school was that?
It was Hipperome, Lycliffe High School.
Fuck those guys.
Nah, fuck them.
But you stayed on past 16, or were you what?
I chipped after that. I did my GCSEs, or some of my GCSEs. And
Yeah.
Because fucking... people weren't nice in school back then, fucking nowadays.
They're not nice
it
now,
might
are
be, they might, it might be a bit different, but back then they were just little shits, man.
Word.
So I was doing my GCSEs, not even with everybody else. I had to come in, now and again and do them in the fucking library and that.
Yeah.
It would just peak.
Just from were you? I'm trying to say this in the nicest possible way. Were you kind of you'd cause issue in classes and stuff like that, or was it not about that? Was it more
It were more like people called issue with me.
Oh really? Starting shit with you?
Yeah.
Well, like
all
bullying
the
and that.
Yeah, all the time.
Bro.
To admit it, yeah. But to be honest with you, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be I won't be like I am now. I won't be
a sick MC. Yeah,
I won't be the sick bastard I am now. So thanks for being little dickheads. Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Did you?
Thank you.
I assume you felt like the school didn't look after you in any way. They just sort of, we better keep him to one side because he's getting so much shit. And
yeah, it was just
brutal.
fucking.
So that must have been satisfying for you when you were sending for folk. Were you sending for folk who you talk shit about you?
No,
as well?
no. It was just after that. But I just, I'd vent through school. I'd just walk home.
Yeah.
Just. Any time during class when it got too much, I'd just grab my chair, launch it, walk out of school and put a beat on, man, and just fucking spit bars.
So when was the first time you recorded, you were recorded on a track? Was that pre-16 or?
Probably probably about then, 16, 17 or something on Audacity, just fucking about.
So literally this is you teaching yourself, you got Audacity, you got some beats from where were the beats from?
YouTube
I
know
beats,
Dom and I beats for my hip hop stuff, and then grime stuff, it were pretty easy to find back then because it was just so many rhythms fucking where.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
I was sick of it. Because it's funny that we're 4 years apart. Because I feel like that is the difference that it was. I think if I'd have been 4 years younger, I'd have probably been well into it. But I think I was just so ingrained in that boom bap thing that grime just sounded like, what is this shit? I remember getting Dizzy Rascal's Boy in the Corner and that being considered to be fucking, he broke through just grime to everything. It was an internationally acclaimed album, and I apologise to all the listeners who like that album. I wasn't feeling it. I didn't mind Fix Up Look Sharp, it was chilling, but I've never really been feeling that sort of grime sound, which is terrible. And obviously I've recorded tons and tons of it, and I big up everyone who does it. And I think there's almost more to be gained doing that kind of music out these days than kind of my old man shit. But at the same time, I see the difference there. So you left school 16, and then you were recording on Audacity. So then do you start hopping on board Waxworks around then?
Yeah, they were using Cubase. So
that's right.
That opened me up to Cubase a bit.
Yeah.
But I still did my stuff with Audacity at home. But I started going Waxworks from then and that. And I started making mixtape and stuff.
Regularly there,
Yeah.
Over there beats and that?
Actually, now I remember, yeah. I used to work with, like, this lad at Waxworks, and he...
Not Kitcher.
No, it was just a different lad that were a different producer at Waxworks.
Oh, yeah, sick.
And, like, he was from Keighley.
Sick.
And he were Asian lad and that. He was proper sound.
Yeah.
But, like, he always put, like, bongo drums in his beats, and I just couldn't get with it. Like,
really?
He
that
always
tabla
just,
sound or whatever.
Yeah, it was just, like, something I couldn't get with at the time. And I just remember that being a thing for me. Like, I just couldn't get with it, you know?
There was a time in Bradford where people were driving around town, and they'll be playing, like, famous track. I remember most famously was that Turn It Up by Busta Rhymes. It as long as it had a tabla beat behind it, it was game. You know what I mean? You could get it on. It's almost like the bass line of its time, like just hip hop, but with a tabla sort of drum over it. But he was always trying to throw that stuff at you, and what you weren't feeling.
Every time I was like, can we just cut that bit out and like put some? It just got to me where I did my head in, man.
So so how many years with Waxworks do you reckon? Good 2 or 3. Just recording with them.
Quite a few years, man. I miss those days, man.
Word. What did you get up to in those days? Was it just like turning up first thing in the morning when they opened,
like
recording through the day? What was the? Because I didn't really know the setup of Waxworks
Yeah, like
too
you
much.
just like you'd get your studio time and you'd go through. You know, you go out. You know, like you'd be outside for a bit. You know, like preparing and that. You know, and then come inside and smash it.
And you'd have
they'd like you to be a bit prepared and that as well.
Of course, I can imagine.
You know, and I was like always one of them, like, you know, I was prepared, you know, it was like that. I was like practicing the night before, making sure I got my bars. Yeah. And then I just fucking went to the studio and did them and that and collaborated with people and stuff.
Were you just getting whatever beats people had going then, as well? Obviously, your tabla guy
and I started like constructing something and that.
So did you put out stuff based on the Waxworks? Was that the first time you were putting bits and pieces out under your name? Section 5?
Yeah, no, well, to be honest, I wasn't even, when I was putting stuff out on Audacity before Waxworks, I wasn't even called Section.
What were you called then? I wasn't even
called Section 5. I was called K. I was called fucking Capsy B.
Nice.
Like, or K.B.
K.B. I feel like I remember seeing that written down at one point.
Yeah, K.B. That was me.
Section 5, when did that name come about? And why is that name? Because I remember looking up in the Section 5 is a certain thing.
Yeah, it's a public disorder. It's like a public disorder, yeah.
Right. Why did you call yourself that?
Because I was out on the streets in Preston, like fucking staying at like mates' fucking houses sometimes, or out on the streets, just doing no good. I was just like fucking went through a rough patch. Yeah. Like fucking, just went through a rough patch in Preston.
Preston, right.
Yeah, I went up there for a bit.
Like, who was out there? Was it you just on your own?
I knew a few people up there and that, but like I was going through a bit of shit in Bradford, and I didn't want to bring it to my mum's door, sort of thing. I was younger, man, so I was like fucking. I was on MSN at the time, and I was chatting to a bird, and she was like, "Oh, come over for a bit. I'll fucking stay on my couch for a bit, lay low." Yeah. And I was like, "Sound
nice."
And then she let me down when I got there, so we were like, "What the fuck?" So then I knew a few boys up there, and then I was just staying with them for a bit, for like a month and that. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'd be at, you know, my mate Pitbull's house. Sometimes I'd be at my mate Swifty's house. Yeah. Sometimes I'd be just out on the street, you know what I mean? Camping out, literally just camping out in the woods, bro.
Fully homeless,
like fully just out in the woods and stuff, you know, just because I just chose not to bring shit to my mum's door because people were coming over causing shit. Yeah, and I was just like, I didn't want that. I did not want that.
Right.
Like, you know, I felt like I was the cause of the issue. Yeah. You know, when I was younger, so I just chipped.
Fair play to you, man.
And from there I went to Sunderland, actually.
Sunderland?
Yeah,
no way.
From Preston I went to Sunderland.
Why Sunderland? Again, same for people like that.
Through Swifty and that, through fucking Swifty. He's like fucking, he's like, his real dad lived in Sunderland. Right. And obviously his stepdad were in Preston and that, but he sent him some fucking tickets up and that, and he had a spare room at his auntie's and that, and he said, "Oh, you can have the spare room with me if you want." And I'm like, "Oh, all right, cool." So we like fucking pulled in all the money we could and stuff, and fucking... But his dad sent some tickets down, and fucking, but his stepdad ripped them up and that, and we all went sick. We all went sick. There were about fucking 10 of us, and we all like showed up at his yard, like we were grabbing bottles out of the recycling stuff and that, and like smashing them and shit.
Oh my god!
We were like going on a mad thing.
How old was
like,
this, bro? When he
like fucking 18, 19, and that fucking
up to no good kind of shit.
Yeah, like fucking, and the police came from every angle, like big fucking riot vans and shit with spotlights on them and that. They're pretty different from around here. Yeah. And fucking, we just went on a run and that. It's story time, you know what I mean? It's story time.
So that's Section 5 came from that story.
Came from that, and then we started like pooling money together and stuff, selling like what we had and stuff to get coach tickets to go to fucking Sunderland. We eventually we got to Blackpool, and we didn't have enough for both of us to get on the coach, and the coach driver let us on. He let us on for paying for one of us. He was sound as fuck. I just remember that were a time. That were a journey.
Nice.
Then I came back to Bradford from all that, I was fed up of Sunderland, man. I was living with fucking alkies, man. They're all fucking alkies, bro. They're all into alcoholics and all, but every day,
Really?
Like, it was wild, they get paid, they get the money and stuff. Yeah. And it all went on booze for everybody. And you were expected to do that when you got paid, you know what I mean?
Sure,
and it was that cycle, man. And I had enough of it.
Fair play.
So eventually, just came back to Bradford.
Back to Bradford and back to your
got
Mars.
Onto music, back to my Mars and got on my music. Got into my music, went to Waxworks and started it. That's where it all came from.
Right, so Waxworks was kind of the start of where you gone, fuck it, music for me, none of this fucking about bullshit. I love that. It's a beautiful story, man. And so important that music is supported. And the thing is, Waxworks had government support. I had government support around that era, and we were able to work with people like you. Yeah. Give you an opportunity, and while making sure that you had all the equipment to be able to record and put stuff out and have a safe venue or what have you. So, so important, because fucking hell, what else? If you'd have not had that opportunity, you might not have come back, or you might have gone do some other, some fucked up shit up or whatever. Just,
exactly, bro.
Are you officially Section the 5th now?
Yeah,
what was the reason for
I matured from Section 5, but Section 5's still there. That grime side, he's still there, bro.
So Section 5's grime, is he in Section the 5th more hip hop?
More hip hop, yeah.
Interesting. Okay, I like that. And Seki
Seki's
a way short on it.
Yeah, short on it, Seki.
Nice. All right, so Waxworks, you come back from Sunderland, you fucking on your music, you called Section 5 now.
Yeah.
What projects did you put out with them? Did you put out mixtapes or just the odd track here and there? And where were you putting it out?
I put out a mixtape called Poisonous Poetry.
Now I remember that.
Yeah,
definitely remember
that. I put that track on it. You know that one I did at YMCA?
Yeah.
Look, it's a warning.
It's a warning word,
it's a warning.
I record that shit.
You did.
There you go, though. So I got a track that I recorded the track on there. Amazing.
Yeah,
I remember it. Whose beat was that?
I swear I put it on there. I swear I put the original on there, then he uploaded the remix separate.
Ah, right.
So we did he did a remix.
Whose beat was that? Was it? Remember?
It's a YouTube beat, man.
It's a YouTube beat, fair enough.
Most of them beats were Anno Domini beats, they'd have it'd go Anno Domini beats.
You have to take them off.
I just freaking get John and it have Vinny Paz on it saying Pistol Pazzy, Anno Domini beats, you know what I mean? And they drove.
Not wrong with that, man.
I love them. I loved all that Jedi mind tricks, all that stuff at that time.
Too sick, man. So when you put out that mixtape, where did you put it out? Were you putting it on Bandcamp and stuff?
MySpace.
Did you get
YouTube,
much feedback
SoundCloud.
From that? Were you trying to tell people about it?
Yeah, I did some CDs and that, and I was just fucking throwing them out local and stuff wherever I was, for free and stuff.
Doing gigs and stuff like that?
Yeah, Mike Matters 2 I did.
Where the fuck was Mike
Matters?
That was
Alhambra by Waxworks, that one.
I remember it.
They did Mike Matters 1 and then Mike Matters 2.
I feel like Phil and Marcus, if you remember them, were spitting then. I think Mickey B might have been on the decks then as well.
Yeah.
Would that have been 06? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
06, 07?
I've got a video on my phone of when somebody uploaded my vocals from it.
No way.
So if I check, it'll be however many years, and we can do the math.
Yeah, do it back from there. It's all right. We'll look at the end and I'll type it in, man. But that's dope, man. Yeah, I think Mike Matters 2 might have been when I met a lot of those people, or at least Mike Matters 1 might have been where I met people like Phil and Marcus. Phil, who went on to do a hip-hop academy in Bradford, and Artworks, who put on, got me into the music mentoring scheme as well as Phil, which was working with people who are already established artists, like yourself, like Phoenix Red Man, like Luna, and loads of others who are all sick as fuck. And sort of getting together every week or so and just if people needed beats, then there's some beats. If people needed writing help, or if they needed recording more than anything, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you came with your laptop and
always
everything.
And just set it up and recorded. I remember recording all sorts of spaces just to get a few bars down for you guys and stuff, and we set up some battles back then as well. I remember, so there was
the Battle of Bradford.
Yeah, the Battle of Bradford part 1 and 2, and then these are no longer online. Although I think you can probably find the Luna C one. I think that was his first ever battle, and that was Luna C versus Fat Smoke. And we both agreed, me and Luna. Luna were like, we'll take that down now. And then within about 30 seconds, someone who'd screenshotted it and re-uploaded the whole thing. And you battled a guy called Contraband back then as well. And it was
Cam.
Cammy, who's safe as fuck. I don't know whether you see him much anymore.
I haven't seen him in ages, man. I hope he's alright.
Yeah, he was a good lad and a good spitter as well.
Yeah, man.
And,
man.
But it was a time when there was like, because we were just talking before we started recording where, like, you know, such and such an artist might have an issue with such and such an artist, or there might be, you know, things bubbling under or whatever. And certainly at that age, it felt like a good thing to do would be to just allow them to do that through music and through battling and stuff like that. And we'd seen stuff like Grind Time. I think Luna who showed me like Grind Time and King of the Dot and stuff back in the day. So it was kind of like, well, why don't we set something up like that? Yeah, and sure enough, exactly. And sure enough, loads of people came through just to see that shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Man.
It was a fun do, man. And like, you smashed it, man. Like, it's not an easy thing to stand in front of that amount of people with no beat on. Like, anyone who's done a Don't Flop will know. Do you know what I mean? So like, and everyone was respectful and everyone was cool and you got their shit out, got their bars out, and it's like we were doing some good stuff back then. So like, I think Waxworks kind of shut its doors. I can't remember what year it was.
It went redundant, didn't they? I remember Mr. Red talking about
it. The funding got pulled. Same with my shit. The youth music mentors.
A lot of funding got fucking pulled, didn't it, for the youth, didn't it?
Almost
That's
happened
not fair, man.
Around the time that the Tories came in. It's a funny coincidence.
Funnily enough, funnily enough.
Fingers crossed.
Blame the Tories.
Well, I will, and it was them.
Fuck 'em.
Yeah, man. Well, that's it. There was money available to do cool things, and now there isn't. Whether that comes back will be to seen. But yeah, anyway. All those things got pulled whenever that was. I'm going to say it was about 10. So when you got told by Mr. Ed, then there's no more fun in Waxworks, what were your next steps? For like
shit. Yeah, I heard Mr. Kitcher. I heard Kitcher still running his studio and that over Brighouse. So I went over and that's still recording with him and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I started doing some of my own stuff as well, I think.
Well, you were saying you set up, you early doors, you were setting up the sock and Audacity sock for the
that's it.
Pop Shield so you could record yourself.
Yeah, that's it. I'd have gone back to that. I'd have probably gone back to that and then try to find another studio to fucking go to.
Yeah.
Because I remember actually, I was fucking gutted. I'm going back now, bro. I'm going back, because I was trying to fucking holler that studio on Manchester Road. That Summit Studios or some shit on Manchester Road.
You were hollering them and they weren't.
No, I was hollering them and the setup were a bit like different to what I'm used to and that, and I was just like, I'll let you know. You know what I mean? And I think the cost were a bit like, whoa.
They'll have wanted money. That's it. Where do you go for it? What studio do you go to these days? The good news is most people have got a bedroom set up, and most people's like laptop mics are almost good enough to like pass muster, innit? Like if you got some headphones and there's no audio out, like mics will pick it up really well. So like the opportunity's there to like, and I guess the technology was improving as you were in a position to have to do that. So has there been a lot of home recording for you since? Has it all been about home recording up to now?
Well, I went to do a bit of Kitchers, and then and like later on, I went to like Rubik's Cube and that for one tune and stuff. And then from there, I was just like, let's try to do it myself.
Yeah.
Let's do it myself.
Sick.
Let's do it.
Let's
fucking properly do it. You know?
Yeah.
Let's fucking sit down and just have a proper go, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, and then I was just like recording. I wasn't really mixing. And I was sending it to like people to get mixed and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like, after that. But I went for a big patch of like not releasing music at some point. I was putting stuff together, and then like due to like circumstances that are out of my control, it was just like putting together an album and then like problems with software and stuff like that, or other people's software and stuff, and losing project files and stuff, and I was just a bit like bummed off about it, and I was just like I just started doing little freestyles and stuff on like Instagram and stuff like that when that were popping as well.
So you kind of parked it?
Yeah, I parked it a bit, but I was still doing it, you know what I mean? I was still there, I was still writing.
Still part of what you did day to day.
And then when I moved, but that's when I really started getting into it, when I like moved and stuff, and I started up my own studio and that. Like, I had my studio in Shipley, like, but like I was using Cubase and I didn't really know what we're doing with it, you know what I mean? Or I try to use it, and then I'll try to get other people in to like mix for me, and then I had to pay for them, and they were just like, fuck this, man. And then like I got a laptop and I got Logic, and I started really like
getting into it.
Yeah, really getting into it through there, because it's just easy to work with.
Yeah. Would you say that was 2018, 19?
Yeah.
Because I was looking back on your like Spotify and stuff, and there is a sort of start date when you were releasing stuff on streaming anyway. I didn't look at like your SoundCloud.
I really wanted to do that. That was like one of my goals for so long, just to get onto streaming, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I would try to do it with Ditto, and I was with Ditto for about a year. I was with Ditto for about a year, and I wasn't even releasing up with them. I was just on it for a year, just like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
And then like fucking, I started actually releasing stuff on my, what I'd call my resurgence, because I'd call it a resurgence because I've never dropped so much music in my fucking life.
No,
I've never dropped
You've
so
just
much
been
music in my life, bro.
On it.
Like, it's not stopped. Like, it's just been like fucking project after project after project.
But that must feel fucking sick.
Yeah, it does. Like,
because it does feel like you fucking arrived, like on a level where people are like, shit. And I've got to be honest, like when we used to record back in the day around Waxworks and it was Youth Music Mentors, like obviously you were kind of starting out and doing your thing.
Yeah, man.
And level wise to like where you are now, it's kind of scary. I have been like, fuck, Section's coming on, man. Like,
yeah, like
it sounds dope. Like, we're fast forwarding more than I want to here, but that Hollow Boy Drowsy, Bound by Blood. Man, that shit is fucking fire.
I'm really proud of that.
You should be proud of that.
I'm really proud of that.
The beats are sound as fuck. Obviously, Hollow Boy Drowsy is an incredible producer, man. And a lot of people around the way. He's
the Swamp Lord of Wales.
He's the Swamp Lord of Wales. Even though he's so dub-wise. He's producing for so many cats around here.
He's always welcome over
here.
Yeah,
he fucking absolutely is. He's definitely got a few floors to kip on if he needs to. Bloody hell, what a legend. But like, your bars on that are like dope as fuck. Like some of the sickest over any of that style of beat round here that I've heard in ages, and I've been really excited about it, man. I just thought, it's just great to see that you coming through with that talent, man. So like, fucking well done to you, first of all. Like, and I bet you are proud of it, man.
Yeah, very proud of it, because it's my first like mixed and mastered full project. Yeah. Like, I was just like, I'm gonna do it all myself. I'm gonna do it all myself on this one.
Dope.
And then I'm gonna get cassette tapes, and I got them done as well. I was like, I was blowing my own mind doing shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I had a bit of work on at the time, so I was like, fucking, I invested into the tapes and stuff, and it was good, man.
Did you shift them all?
Yeah, shifted them all, man. Shifted them all.
Nice,
and big
man.
up everyone who copped one as well, man. Fucking,
100%.
There were only so much of them as well, man. That's the thing.
I missed the boat on them, but I'm moody about tapes.
If I get another lot,
moody about tapes, though, I want vinyl, bro. That's
my next step. That's my next step, totally vinyl.
We'll make it happen, man. We'll make it happen at one point. I tell you what you can do, and I didn't even realise, on Bandcamp, if you've got that album on there's a section where you can go, like, try and put it out as a vinyl, and you can crowdfund it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'll show you later on, man, if you remind me. Because it is... Because Q-Rates was doing stuff like that before, where you could like put a project up and then crowdfund it, but I'm sure Bandcamp do the same. I've not tried it myself yet, but it seems like a good opportunity because people are feeling it. Like, so have you just been sending that album out to as many people as you can and getting some good feedback? Yeah,
man. I was putting it everywhere, like, throwing it in Reddit, onto the UK hip hop, like Reddit page.
Do you find there's some good value in doing that?
Yeah, I do actually, like, because like there's a few people on there, and you never know, man. You never know. You never know who's going to see it.
I'm always about that.
And I'm sure when you add it onto there, it gets added into a playlist. It gets added into the Reddit UK hip hop playlist.
Right,
as well.
Just straight off.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Especially if you put a Spotify link in there or something.
Yeah. I'm all about trying to get as many people to listen to it, even if they hate it, as possible. You know what I mean? I've always said, like, if I can get 7 billion people to listen to my music, 10,000 people might like it. And the rest won't. That's still 10,000 people that are feeling it. And you don't know what the people that you might shove it in front of, like, might open opportunities, or like producers, or like recording, or whatever. There's so many opportunities that could just be opened up by just trying hard to get your music to this guy or that guy or whatever. So
like those SoundCloud days back in the day were good, weren't they? Because
100%.
You used to be able to like add a song into a group.
Yeah, fully. That's it. So
with a free account.
yeah, it was beautiful. SoundCloud was amazing, but we built that. It was in the 2011, 2012 days when we were putting stuff on SoundCloud. It was like all users and all like independent musicians putting it on, and like it was big because everyone respected everyone and everyone listened to everyone, and you couldn't really spam it. And then SoundCloud went, "Fuck you, you got to pay."
Yeah, fuck
and
you,
like,
you got to pay. Yeah,
we're
yeah.
only going to push the big
Fuck
artists.
you,
and
pay
stuff.
me now.
Exactly. It's like we're the
Basically.
only reason SoundCloud works. It was so
yeah,
like
we are the only reason
Yeah.
SoundCloud was popping.
exactly, and it's not really. I mean, it's a place to kind of put your music now, but who gives a fuck about SoundCloud? Really? I
Like,
don't know
you know, talking about I'm going back to my resurgence.
Yeah. Let's have it.
I got to big up fucking the CLC, my whole fucking camp.
Yeah.
It's like fucking
CLC.
yeah, CLC, Couch Life Cartel or Couch Life Cartel.
Yeah.
Or the well, it's however you want to perceive it.
How and that what your boys that you came up with? What
Or
were
the County Line Cartel or the Couch Life Cartel. It's however
Right.
you want to perceive it.
And who are these?
And that's all the members in the cartel. There's a lot of us now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like we're sitting on like about 10 people.
Oh,
But
yeah?
it's like
What
more-
MCs and producers?
Yeah, MCs, producers, rappers, everyone.
Anyone I know in
yeah,
that
yeah.
group other than you?
Yeah, me, Suthie,
Suthie,
Mr.
yeah.
Bones, Ron Johnson,
Oh damn.
Stretch,
Stretch, that American guy.
Mighty Mindless Cartoons,
Word.
GT Bond, Escapist, or Fendrix.
Wow.
I want to miss anybody.
So like a collective, bro. I made one Jack do this the other day, and he was like trying to list all the people who are in White Brick, and he definitely missed a few just because like there's so many of them, and it's tough to like put you on the spot, and you better remember this guy, better remember that guy. So that's the Couch Life Cartel.
Yeah, and there's Paz in it. That's Blixmanics. When I say
Nice.
Paz.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mate, cool. So like a global organisation between all of you, and you're sitting on some music together, are you?
Yeah, we're putting out like we're putting out a tape, like a CLC tape. We've been working on that
Yeah.
and working on a few other things and stuff. But it's more like a collective more than like a crew or a like
I've
a
never
clique,
known the
but
difference.
It's more like that's it. It's like more like a big collective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're all binging each other up and all doing different stuff together and producing and stuff like that, that's
Yeah,
dope,
that's
man.
it. That's it.
If you get a project together.
Like fucking when I got back into my resurgence, Keith Lee Sutherland was like dropping music at the same time.
Yeah.
Like he was like coming through dropping a few tunes, and then he holding me for collab and that.
Yeah.
And then I get back on it and like get on a collab, and then I was like, yeah man, fucking I'm feeling it. Like I'm feeling it coming back.
Yeah.
And then I dropped the fifth chamber and that, and it was like just basically sort of like what I've done before
Yeah.
with like my grabbing beats from YouTube and stuff, but then I grabbed the one from Chills and I threw it on there.
Yeah.
And then I just like got to networking with people then.
Off the back
and then,
of that.
like, yeah,
It's
and
funny
then
how working with
yeah,
Chills
that's
suddenly
it.
opens
Yeah,
up all
yeah.
that, innit?
Yeah, like yeah, fucking one lead producer opens up them all, as they say,
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like
They all went there.
fucking
It's interesting you talk about your relationship with Keith Lee Sutherland,
yeah,
Suthie,
he's like fucking my best mate, man.
well, you can tell that you guys are just like so sound with each other, and
Yeah.
you've made so much sick music with each other. It's a beautiful thing, and you obviously like each other's cheerleaders and stuff in terms of if you're putting stuff out, you'll big up each other, and it's a
man.
wonderful thing, man. Like, what was the story behind that? Is that just because he was in Keith Lee, but you weren't in Keith Lee, or were you both at Keith Lee at the same
Well, like,
time, or?
I've known him for years.
you?
I was doing these little ciphers at mine.
Oh yeah,
I was doing little ciphers at mine, and
Yeah.
he came through to one on that.
spit some bars and that.
Yeah, he came through to one on that. Freestyle some bars and that.
Sick.
And then I just got in contact with him from them, and I knew he were making beats and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then we sort of just like, as it goes, you just like, you're doing your own thing, aren't you? And like fucking, you're chilling. You're doing your own thing really, and you're fucking, in your own little group and that.
Yeah.
And then it's like a new leaf sort of thing. Like you turn over and then like fucking you just start doing new shit.
Yeah,
you know What
yeah.
I mean? Like that's basically the story, innit? Like
You turn over a new leaf, and you both sort of turn over the leaf at the same time, right?
That's it. Yeah.
Because there
like,
seemed
like,
a point where you both, I mean, you had a different story to him, but you both sort of were producing stuff.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You was just totally at it. like always putting stuff out, always
like he was slapping stuff out left, right, and centre, and that. I was getting inspired off that.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? Like, and I was seeing
that
that
work rate.
You know, and then he hollered me for collab, and then the rest is history, man.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we just started the collective and that, and fucking getting us all together, and like just like
CLC.
Yeah, man, and just making music. And then from CLC, we formed fucking other groups within that.
Yeah.
You know, me and Stretch, we're Collateral Damage. That's like the
that's your
UK US boom bap sort of group. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then me and Suthie, we're Nocturnal, and that's like UK duo.
Yep.
Rap duo.
Yep. Nice. Are you branding these things, or is it just like between the two of you, that's what you are, or are you like
we're coming out with
like,
projects and
yeah,
definitely.
So you must have hundreds of projects in the mixer right there.
Yeah, there's tracks
waiting to come out.
There's tracks
What's
there.
What's the next thing we've got to look forward to project wise? Do you think? What's the thing?
I reckon
like,
Seckle and Hide.
Seckle and Hide. What's
yeah,
that?
my next solo album that I've been cooking.
How far through are you with that?
I'm basically there. I'm just.
Yeah. It's recorded.
Yeah, I'm basically there. I'm just refining it.
Who's on the beats?
Everyone.
Hollow Boy Drowsy, Rob
Got
Johnson,
one from him.
Suthie.
Most people, yeah.
Yourself?
Most people,
Do you
yeah.
produce?
Yeah, I've started producing recently.
On Logic and that?
Yeah, I found it good to produce on Logic.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah. What sort? Are you mainly doing boom bap type stuff, or is it mainly? Are you mainly doing grime?
Sampling? Like I started off with the sampling, and like chopping up the samples, and tried and find stuff to like work with, and then like just from there, just experimenting.
Have you put any out with your production?
Yeah, I have actually. I've put Trapped in 2K out, and that's got a few productions from me on there.
Yeah.
Spencer's Mansion's produced by me.
Yeah.
Fortune, Snake Eater.
Snake Eater, that were you?
Produced by me.
Oh, okay. I remember that one.
One of the ones near the start's produced by me. It's like a trap tune.
No. When do you expect that to come out? I'm intrigued.
Seckle and
the
Hide.
album, the Seckle and Hide. Yeah. Is it mainly hip hop, mainly grime? What is it?
It's a bit of a mix.
Bit of a mix.
It's a bit of a mix. It's dark. I'll give you that. It's what you'd expect. You know, with it being Seckle and Hide. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
The battle between Mr. Seckle and Dr. Hyde.
Yeah.
No, sorry, Dr. Seckle and Mr. Hyde.
Yeah. But that sort of internal battle.
Like you know, like that battle and that dark shit and that fucking what you've known me for. You know what I mean? And
sick.
Something a bit different on there and different vibes.
Yeah. Live performance wise then, were you doing much in the Waxworks days? I'm trying to think whether there were many times you were getting on sets and spitting your bars.
Like I did that Mike Matters too, really. That were it.
And then it wasn't until the resurgence that you started getting on it, because you've definitely been doing more sets recently.
Yeah, definitely. Can
we talk about the Katana incident?
Yeah, let's talk about the Katana incident.
What venue were it where you turned up with a sword? The Parish. In Huddersfield, on a set with you and Suthie, yeah?
Yeah. Well, it was my set, and I had him on my set, and that.
That's
right.
Dropping
a few tunes.
Who put you on?
It was Casey Blonde.
Okay.
Put me onto that one. It was the I'll try to remember the name of the
right.
Yeah, the event name now. It was Young, Sick and Hopeless.
Oh, okay, that sounds right.
Something like that. Yeah, that sounds right. You know what I mean? Something like that. And he had me on there, and I came through with a fucking
the bally. Did you have
I came through with a bally and a fucking
big ass
a samurai oni mask and a katana.
What was you thinking behind that? Just fucking let's do it.
Let's do it.
It's the
man.
most hip hop thing ever, man.
Yeah.
In a way, like people were getting chucked out of all sorts of shit. I remember Beastie Boys tour and stuff like that. They were all over the papers for being bad, but it helps
fun.
with it. That's it.
It was for a tune. It was for one of my tunes.
Yeah.
Because I built it up to do the whole thing with a sword. I didn't just like turn up on stage with a mask and the sword and just did the whole set, you know. I built it up, bro. I built it up.
And what happened? I can't remember exactly what happened. Was did bouncers come and shut it down, or what happened?
Like fucking, I'd done my set and everything.
Oh, you'd already done it with the sword and that.
Done the whole set.
Oh, you got away the whole
pulled
set.
The sword out. Done some skanking with sword and that. Fucking big up Penny Hurts. came when I was with sword and that, he fucking leaned out with his neck and that, so good. Big up, man, big up. That was funny, that. And fucking, I went out for a smoke dinner and I fucking came back. Oh no, they smelled it and that, and they were checking my bag and everything, and they were being fucking just dickheads with me. And they were
so it was weed more than anything that got you shut down.
Yeah, more than all, right? And they were like, right, have you performed? I was like, yeah, well, you're not getting back in there. I said, yeah, but I want to watch other people performing. He's like, yeah, the music shit anyway, go on.
Fucking hell, the music
like,
shit
yeah,
anyway.
Yeah, he was saying he was being a proper dickhead, man.
Innit,
he was probably being a job's worth and that, like, they know what them bouncers are like, man, they're fucking dickheads.
Yeah.
And fucking, I fucking hollered my mate Percy that was still down there, Percy Bones, yeah, because my sword was still down there and I wanted it back. Yeah, so I was between me and the bouncer getting this sword back. It was just, yeah. Oh, I so wanted to unsheath it on him.
Yeah.
It was so cheeky, man.
So live performance? Otherwise, then, are you enjoying it? Is it something you want to do more of?
Are
you wanted because like you know UK tour sort of thing. You're gonna be able to play in Sunderland.
Yeah, I could go to all the places I've been in the past.
Preston, Sunderland, with a sword.
With a sword. Yeah. Yeah, like fucking. I've done a few fucking live performances and that. You know, like at Back Horse and fucking other places in Leeds. I'm trying to think. I've recently done Santiago Bar with like you were Percy Bones show.
That's right. Percy Bones big in the game.
Yeah, man. Fucking.
So it must have had a massive audience.
Yeah. That audience were fucking perfect for what we dropped, man.
Yeah. Were they feeling it? Yeah.
Yeah, they were feeling it, man. Because like we got a track together and it's like fucking. It's a mix of like dark metal, scream, rap, but in grime.
Yeah,
you know
at the
what I
same
mean.
time.
So like that went
cover a lot.
That went off.
Yeah. Is that out already, or is it coming out?
It's coming out. It's coming out.
Nice.
Coming out.
Remember Ron talking to me about Percy Bones and saying he put him on with in ICP
yeah.
and all that. He seems to be doing really well off the back of that.
Yeah, man. Fucking the Gathering's coming up and he's going there, isn't he? And performing there.
Is that in America, that?
Yeah, the Gathering in America.
And he's going out to play in front of all them. That's
yeah,
sick.
It's fucking mad.
That's the sort of thing you could definitely get on.
I'd love to fucking get. Yeah, I'd love to bloody.
Well, you just need to get him with Percy.
Yeah.
Do some roadie for him and then just jump on a mic, innit? Like.
Yeah. Get smuggled in to fucking stowaway.
Surely that's possible. If he was doing a UK ICP thing, then surely that's possible, isn't it?
Yeah, that crowd's mad.
Yeah. So that's your ideal crowd, really, just fucking losing their mind. They want that hardcore
definitely,
shit.
Man. Like, well, I'm multifaceted. Like
I reckon you could do a chilled out boom bap set.
That's it. I could definitely do a chilled out crowd to
I'd like to
a
see
mad crowd. I love a chilled out crowd. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love a little bit of lo-fi. You know what I mean?
You done a bit of Pairside. You jumped on the mic when people were dropping beats at Pairside.
Yeah. I'm definitely I've done Pairside before. Yeah.
Nice.
I love to do Pairside on beats and that as well, man.
Yeah,
One day, man, that'd be nice.
Yeah, God, now you're making beats on Logic and stuff like that.
I need to just stack a few beats and that.
Get a set together.
Yeah, that's it, bro.
That would be sick to see, man. What does the future hold for you then, Seki? Obviously, you've got Sekal and I coming out and CLC's doing bits and pieces and you've got plenty in the mixer. Where do you want to be in 5 years' time? What's ideally for you? Vinyl, for fucking starters.
Vinyl.
I'd like to see a fucking vinyl record
yeah.
for you,
mate. More live sets, more performances.
Yeah.
Some vinyl and that.
Getting out of Leeds a bit, maybe.
And do you know what? I like to take the opportunity to say like
Please.
I want to start putting things on for Bradford.
How do you mean? But it sounds good.
I want to start putting things on for Bradford.
Do you mean like event-wise?
Events, yeah.
Do you know what? It's
I want to start bringing that's what I'm saying, bro. That's a lot of people have been saying that, man. And I want to bring it back. I want to bring it back, man. I want to bring it back.
Do that. I think that'd be so sick.
I've got an idea, and I've got something like I can chat to the people at Bradford Underground.
Yeah.
I can get something popping, man.
A little spot in there.
I just need to chat to the right people and chat to people who want to perform.
Yeah.
And like just get something popping, man.
A little hip hop night in there.
I'm thinking a grime and bassline night.
Go down really well in Bradford.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Crazy.
and we'll start by there, and we'll see where it goes.
You plugged in that well with the bassline scene. I don't know.
I'm trying to get more plugged into that, and I know a few heads, I know a few people. I just need to get more plugged into it because obviously I'm more with the grime side. Because
bassline's been like the almost the official sound of Bradford.
It is like
since 30 years ago.
Yeah,
it feels
that's
like because it's got that perfect Venn diagram of like house,
yeah, that's
techno,
it.
and then hip hop. And I mean, literally, there were some girls just going past there, bumping bass line. It's always
That's
weird.
it,
Obviously,
that's it.
Bad Boy Chiller crew
Yeah,
being like
that's
the
it.
biggest thing to ever come out of, and it does seem to like pull crowds.
Yeah, that's
You know what
it.
I mean?
Like,
Always Tom Zanetti
I
and
think they're building a new venue in Bradford Live.
Oh yeah,
And,
where the old Odeon
Yeah,
was.
yeah, right next to the Alhambra,
Yeah.
right next to the Alhambra.
Yeah.
And we're going to be City of Culture in 2025, is it?
You'd think that, yeah, I think it is 25. You think they'd be
25.
pushing more.
So
like baseline
yeah,
stuff
so
through.
if Bradford Chiller Crew did that, they'd fill it up.
They'd smash
They'd
it.
fill it up and smash it out.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like it'd be nice to see Bradford getting more events again.
Agreed.
You know, like, and stop thinking about me being on headliner or me being. I just want to support it, bro.
Yeah.
I just want to
Put it
support
on.
these man. You know what I mean? And just bring it together and just do it, man. I
Bradford
think
needs
it's
it,
time.
man.
I've been in the scene that long
Yeah.
that I want to start doing something for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's exactly how I
That's-
feel, brother. That's why we're
that's-
doing
that's-
this right
that's
now,
it,
man.
bro.
man.
Like,
Sick, man. Seki, Section 5, Section the 5th. I've had a fucking sick day. I think that's
good,
enough.
bro.
Big the fuck
My
up, man.
fucking
Thanks for
G,
coming
bro.
through, man.
My
Big up.
G. Big up, man.
So that was Section the 5th. Thanks so much to him for coming through. It was a really dope chat. He's a really dope dude, and he's got loads of cool projects in the works at the moment. So yeah, please go and check those out. Until next time, big up!